Hello, this is yours truly, Charles Prosper, with another installment of Success Through Consistency. And if you don't know who I am and what I do, I help you to remain consistent to achieve your most important goals. And in this installment, sooner or later it was going to have to come out. The spiritual side of me, things that I have experienced and that I want to express, that is all a part of helping you to stay on track and to achieve your goals and to be successful and to self-realize in the things that are most important to you. I have, in my own experience, come to conclude that God, the universe, the power, the universe, the unifying intelligence of the universe, however you want to put it. My fiance gets a little upset with me when I say the universe. She says, "You're supposed to say God." So labels are just labels. The essence of what we're speaking of still is what it is. And so whether you choose to call it the organizing intelligence of the universe, a God, or whatever the term that you want to use, we all know that it's a higher power that organizes and regulates all of the things of our lives on a macro level in terms of the planets, and on a human level in terms of our personal experience with this particular power. So, with that said, I want to talk about the subject: when you have committed to achieve a certain goal on a certain path, you will start to get guidance. When you are really serious, God or the universe or life sees that you're serious, it will come to your aid because it wants all of the good that you want. This is what I have found to be in my own experience. And so the question is often asked, how does God speak to us? And I have come to the conclusion that God speaks to us in the language of coincidence. In fact, well, what is coincidence? Coincidence is a meaningful random event. Well, first of all, let me say that randomness has never been and never will be and never can be scientifically proved. It is a theoretical construct that scientists feel comfortable in presenting, but like a straight line, a perfectly straight line, there's never ever been a perfectly straight line, and there never ever could. It's a theoretical construct. Just like randomness cannot exist because everything is governed by law and order. The moment randomness exists, the planets would collide and the whole universe would implode. So everything is regulated by law and order, and randomness is just a theoretical scientific concept, kind of like scientific fantasy that doesn't really exist. Everything exists through law and order, through cause and effect. There's no randomness in this whole universe. So how does God speak to us? God speaks to us through coincidence. And do you know how I define coincidence? I define coincidence as the divine language of God. You see, we have many different languages. We have Chinese, Burmese, Japanese, and I call coincidence God-ease. See? This is the divine language of God. I have had several very striking experiences when I know that God of the universe, all that is speaking to me. And I'm telling you, if you can accept and not reject coincidences when they happen, you will get the messages that come through you and to you. I'm going to give you some examples in my own life. I remember one time I was pondering, I was walking down the street many years ago, maybe 20, 30 years ago. I was pondering on the selection of a job, of an employment, of a particular career path that I was thinking. And I was thinking, I was walking down the street, I was thinking, who can help me decide upon this job that, these job selections that I'm looking at? Who can help me make this decision? And I'm thinking, where can I find guidance to make this decision that I'm about to make? And as I'm walking down the street, I look to the side. Immediately as I'm thinking that, I see a restaurant that has a sign that says, "Job wanted, inquire within." Now, I could have just overlooked the fact that this was a message, a direct message from the universe, from life, telling me if I want the answer to what it is that I want to do, I should inquire within. I should go within to seek the answers that I need to get. There have been other instances where I've had coincidence communicate to me, sometimes in humorous ways. Here's one way I was remembering, I remember rather, one time I was listening to Dr. Wayne Dyer, who was one of the great spiritual motivational teachers who passed a few years ago. And I was listening to it. Now, if you can go back this far, it was on a cassette player, with the buttons that you hit and the on and off buttons. Everything is all digital now. But about 15, 18, 19, 20 years ago, there was a certain thing that we called cassette tapes, that you would take a cassette and you'd put it in a player, you'd hit a button, and then the cassette would start to twirl and you would listen to the audio. So anyway, I was in the kitchen and I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and he was saying, the universe will test your patience. The universe will test your patience to see if you're ready to go to the next level of spiritual evolution. When you least expect, the universe will test to see if you have the patience to move you to the next thing that you must achieve. And in that moment, as I was really into this, and as he was saying this, my 4-year-old daughter comes in, bam! She hits the off button as I'm listening to the audio, right in the middle of it. And it was so ironic because that was my test of patience right there. You see? As he was telling me that God will test your patience in the most random moments, quote unquote, at that particular instant, my daughter walks in to the kitchen, bam, and hits the off button and cuts off my audio tape, looks at me, giggles, and runs out. Okay? That was a particular instance. There are other cases where you need to follow the energy of the universe. And basically what I'm saying is this. There's a certain way that you know that you're doing the right thing, and there's a certain way that you know that you're doing the wrong thing. And I'll put it very simply. Whenever it is what you're doing, and every time you attempt to do something, it becomes more and more complicated. More doors close, more complication arises. Let's say, for example, you want to go to a particular workshop that's out of the city. Every time you plan for it, they cancel the tickets. You get on the Uber, and the Uber driver, his car breaks down. You get there, and the bus that's going to take you to this location, they already take out. You call again the next day, they are booked out until the following day. So that every time you attempt to do something, the doors close and it becomes more and more difficult, and it just doesn't feel like you're moving in a direction that you should be moving into. So whenever you're doing something and things tend to get more and more complicated, doors close more and more as you do it, you're going in the wrong direction. Conversely, if you start something and coincidences happen in a positive direction, you want to start a real estate business and boom, somebody on the phone calls you who just tells you that they purchased a house and they have a perfect real estate investor who is very versed in the particular type of investment that you want, and then you find out that person can actually guide you into what you're supposed to be doing, and you suddenly find yourself at the right place at the right time talking to the right person, and the doors just coincidentally open up more and more and more. Then you know you're in the right direction. So quite simply, whenever it is what you're doing and things just consistently, every time you try to do it, becomes more and more complicated and more difficult to carry out, you're going in the wrong direction. Whenever things happen and doors start to open and coincidences, quote unquote, tend to happen in a positive direction, you're going in the right direction. So basically, this is my take. So be on the alert for coincidences. It could be a message that you need to get that may be spoken from the mouth of a babe. It could be some type of slogan that you can hear in a commercial that will have exactly the answer that you need. You may see it on a billboard. You may see it symbolically in some type of way that tells you exactly what it is that you need to know. But God speaks through circumstance, in particular through the language of coincidence. Coincidence is the divine language of God. So pay attention when these things happen. So that's my little spiritual take today. I hope that you got something from this. And if you did, I want you to give me a thumbs up, hit the like and subscribe button, and leave me some comments below. And don't forget, I have gifts for you. Check below and you'll see a copy of my book, Why Consistency is the Key to All Success and How to Be Consistent to Achieve Any Goal. You can get from Amazon for $20, but you can get it here for free just by looking at the links below and clicking on the download link to get the PDF, as well as an audio that's there that you'll find that's pretty good. 30 minutes I did about 4 or 5 years ago. And before I finish, please go to Facebook, type in Success Through Consistency, and join the Mastermind Facebook group of accountability partners that will help you to become more consistent to achieve your every goal. And as always, let me tell you again, bam! If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Hit the like and subscribe button. Come back and see me again. And let me know what subjects that you have pondered in your quest to achieve your most important goals, and I'll do a video on it. Okay? Thank you so much again, and yours truly, Charles Prosper. See you again the next time.